So lately we've been talking to you guys about new year, new you, and things that you can just kind of update in your life.
That's right, yeah, we're trying to get you excited, hyped for 2024.
Exactly, but an important part of that is, have you been focusing on your mental health lately?
Not yet.
I know. It's a bit of a deep question, an important one, but it's so important. That's why we are so excited to share with you today the insight from our new friend, Dr. Wendi Schirvar, a clinical psychologist with Beebe Healthcare. Thank you so much for being here today, Wendi.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Of course.
We're so excited too.
We've already been having so much fun. You are so fun to talk to. Before we get into that new year, new you, and all of the talk we're going to do with mental health, can you just tell us first, what is a clinical psychologist? What do you do?
Wonderful. Thank you for asking. A clinical psychologist is a psychologist studies behavior, and we try to understand the effects of behavior on a person. And what we look at is the domains of all areas of functioning. So we're looking at physical functioning, we're looking at emotions, we're looking at cognitive functioning, all the different components that make you you. And so we're incorporating both the physical health with the mental health.
Love that. It's so important. I think there's been a big focus recently on mental health, and I think there's room for growth though still, you know? So what's coming up new with Beebe that you're a part of?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Beebe has hired me as their first clinical psychologist ever in the history of Beebe, which is an exciting adventure that Beebe is embarking on, acknowledging the need for services in Sussex County and really putting themselves out there as a pioneer in integrating behavioral health into the medical facility model. We already have behavioral health within Beebe, but also taking it further into psychological assessments, psychological functioning, and I use that not only in direct treatment with clients and patients, but also through the family medicine residency program that I'm on faculty with, and I'm able to present information about behavioral health to the residents, guide them, preset them, train them on areas of behavioral health as well.
That's awesome.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, and we talked about, new year, 2024. What are some steps that people can take for a healthier 2024, whether it's mental health steps or physical health steps?
Wonderful. So we all talk about resolutions,
right?
Well, so resolutions are kind of tricky, but they're right in my domain of behavioral functioning. And what I want to encourage your listeners to do is to think about the word resolution. It means resolve, right? What does it mean? That means a solution. So really what we're doing when we're placing New Year's resolutions, we're trying to solve a problem, right? And we typically look at it as weight loss, or I'm going to stop drinking, or I'm going to stop eating, or I'm going to be more active, things like that. Well, I want to encourage your viewers to think of it in smaller steps. So what we know in the psychological sciences is that behavior change occurs successfully, if we want it to be long-lasting, in small behavior changes. And so what I encourage people to do is actually to resolve every day, to wake up and say, am I going to approach my day with more resolve to see wonder? Am I going to approach this day with more focus on my physical health, maybe not grab for that extra cookie? So we're not looking in real black and white terms, which tends to lead to less success because we end up not being able to sustain it. And we're looking at behavioral change over the long term.
Interesting.
I love that.
Have you heard of these trends like the hard 75, the hard 30, there's the soft 75? It's basically you start right off the bat and it's like exercise twice a day, one is outside. Do you think those are too much too soon?
I just think it's hard to sustain, right? Because we all have demands in our lives. And so then what happens? Well, what happens a lot of times when people try to get into those programs, they're great programs, right? And it's a great way to encourage motivation, increase, that focus and everything. And that's what the New Year's about, right? Fresh new things, new focus. I say take the New Year every day. I say take it on your birthday or whenever it works for you to start something new, take it and grab it. But then on the inverse, don't put yourself down if you aren't able to maintain it at the level a program might suggest. You can start anew every day, and you can say to yourself, oh, I wasn't able to do that yesterday, but I'm going to do it today, instead of looking in that like polarity of all or nothing.
Yeah. I like that, having a little room in between. And I think we live in such a binary system of this or that, black or white, and we forget about gray spaces and we forget about and it makes it very difficult to maintain those goals. So I think I'm going to start tomorrow by not hitting snooze 3 times.
There you go. I can't promise I won't do that, but maybe I'll wake up
I'm going to try.
I'll wake up and I'll think Leah's doing great right now. That's what I'll do. Well, thank you so much, Wendi. If someone maybe wants to benefit from your services or they're more interested in learning more, what can they do with Beebe to work with you?
They can call the clinic that I'm at for clinical services is at the Long Neck Primary Care Clinic.
Perfect.
And that's where the family medicine program is housed as well. So you might be able to, have primary care there, but that's where my clinic services will be.
Awesome. Fantastic. And we were joking that we're like, can you just stay here all day and evaluate us and our problems? But we don't have time for that. Maybe next time, Wendi. Thank you for being here. We'd love to have you back sometime.
Yes, I'd love to come.
Of course, definitely. Anytime. You're always welcome. We have more for you, though, coming up. A lot more fun to get to, so stay right where you are.
This segment of Coast Life was brought to you by Beebe Healthcare.